Welcome back. It is the Week 8 recap for the DyNasty Fantasy League. And let's just start off. I believe this is the first time in league history we have a 8-0 team. Mr. Ojo Ryzen really just taking no prisoners.
He's running away with it.
It's pretty terrifying looking at his roster. I'm not sure how to handle it and if any of us can survive because, I mean, he's got the most points for. He's not really low on points against, so you can't make that argument. And he's just dominating. I think he has 3, maybe 4 weekly wins now, which is brutal.
But just so much weekly beer money. Good for Rick.
Yeah. He's really. I mean, he's almost paid off his dues with those weekly wins.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh.
Yeah, so that must feel pretty good. Speaking of dues, we have one guy still outstanding, my cousin Nick. If you watch these, fucking pay me the $100 for this league. And if you don't, I'm just gonna give you shit at Thanksgiving until you do, like I have to every year. So Ramsey, why don't you tell us about the experience you went through last week? I heard there was some interesting quarterback situations with your matchup, both on your side of the ball and on your opponent's side of the ball.
So, me and Mr. Man Bear Pig himself, Rick, I have Dak Prescott. He picked up Cooper Rush for $1 fab. I feel like I probably could have just bought him so he couldn't use him, and I probably would have won this week. But you know what? I wasn't trying to play dirty. I was just, letting things, come what they may. And as it turns out, I had lots of players who did very little and or got injured very early on into their games, so they scored very little points and went from I think 60-ish point projected difference to losing to Rick. Tragically, was that?
Yeah, you had
this game of the week. We got something in there.
You had Robert Tonyan go on a season-ending injury.
Robert Tonyan was doing fantastic and then went on IR.
And fucked up his ankle.
Yeah.
Mike Williams went up against the Patriots, who, as we all know, take away your best option, and apparently they thought that was Mike Williams.
Yep.
The rest of your team, not so bad. I mean,
no, I just had some very choice, unlucky bits that really just kind of fucked me over.
Yeah.
Especially since I took Joe Mixon out for James Robinson that morning, and Joe Mixon's sitting on my bench of 25 points.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that would have even saved you, because even if you had picked up Cooper Rush that morning, Rick was in my house here for Franco's birthday. They were just flying out that morning. He was talking to me about his quarterback woes because he had been playing Justin Fields and Davis Mills the week before. He's having all sorts of quarterback issues. Russell Wilson's on the IR, and he picked up Cooper Rush. And so now he has this decision: do I play Cooper Rush or do I play Mike White? The never started a game before Mike White for the Jets against the Bengals. And I mean, who knew? Who knew Mike White was going to be the quarterback 2 on the week, going out, throwing for over 405 passing yards and 3 TDs. He had 2 picks, but one of them, it was his receiver's fault. And it was just incredible, because that morning Rick decided, I'm going to swap out. I'm going to play Cooper Rush, because then if Dak doesn't play, because remember, it was the 8:00 game. So he had to make this decision beforehand. So he had no idea for sure if Dak was going to play or not. Switched out Cooper Rush. You lose Dak. He has Cooper. And you have Amari Cooper. So when Cooper Rush is tossing TDs to Amari, guess who's also getting points? Really brutal turnaround there. And
yeah,
Very, very funny. So fun fact, Mike White.
He also has CD Lamb, so all the passes that weren't going to Amari Cooper, which granted were a bunch of them, he also got points on. That said, I had to switch out Dak Prescott for Jimmy G, which I was like, all right, Jimmy G is going to get me like 15 points and it's just going to be like a Band-Aid. He ran in 2 touchdowns plus threw like 2 more. He had 27 points. He outplayed Mike White.
Yeah.
No, it all boils down to
Jimmy
me is I switched out Joe Mixon for James Robinson because I was like, cool, James Robinson's going to tear apart Seattle. And then he got injured and Joe Mixon got 25 points. And it's just, that's fantasy football.
Yep. And so, yeah, I apologize there. He was the quarterback 3 on the week in our league because we have 4-point passing touchdowns. But
Nick, get your facts straight. No one's going to watch these if we have no credibility in what we say.
Yeah, I know. And speaking of credibility, here's a fun fact that I can stand behind. The only other quarterback to throw for over 400 yards in his first NFL start was Cam Newton.
Really?
So, I mean, Mike White's been a backup for a while. It's not like he's a rookie coming in. So obviously not going to just scorch earth. But will he? We shall
find out next time.
Yeah. To be continued.